Namaste students, myself Sunil Gupta from the Department of Computer Science. Today we are moving to the second session based on the chapter Typical Configuration of Computer System. And today's our topic is General Structure of Motherboard and also with the different components of motherboard we are going to discuss in this session. So let us move to the session now. So in the previous session, we mainly discussed about introduction to computer system. We discussed about introduction to computer system and also block diagram of computer. If you take the block diagram, then input unit, output unit, memory unit, and also with the CPU. These are the mainly four functional units are there. That is a block diagram and characteristics of motherboard, form factor, chipset, and also with the processor socket. These are the different characteristics of motherboard. And also next one is types of motherboard. And also we discussed with the different types of motherboards. One is XT motherboard, AT motherboard, baby AT motherboard, and also with the ATX. These are the mainly four types of motherboard we discussed. One is XT, extended technology, AT, advanced technology, baby AT, baby advanced technology, and also with the finally we discussed about ATX, advanced technology extended. So these are the topics what we discussed in the previous session. In this session we are mainly discussing about general structure of motherboard and also with the different components of motherboard. If we're going to see the general structure of motherboard, the mainly motherboard is divided, we can divide the motherboard into mainly two parts. So one is known as north bridge and one more is south bridge. Before moving to that one, the primary function of the processor is to execute the instructions given to it and produce the result. If you take the processor, the work of the processor is to execute the instruction. If any instructions are given to the computer, that instructions are processed or it will be produced, or that we can say that will be executed inside the motherboard, we can say the processor, and produce the result. And producing the result is the main work of processor. It fetches the instruction and data from primary memory and perform the required operations. If you want to perform, if processor wants to perform means that will fetch the instructions and data from the primary memory. From the primary memory, instructions and data will be fetched and perform the required operation. Mean which operation is required, that operation is are going to perform in case of motherboard. So the primary function of the processor is to execute the instructions given to it and produce the result, producing the result. That is a mainly two work of processors. Then after that it fetches the instructions and the data, it fetches the instructions and data from the primary memory and it performs the required operation, perform the required operations. That is actually the work of the processor. The north bridge and south bridge are two chips mainly used in motherboard. One is the north bridge and one more is south bridge, are the two chips used in a motherboard. Main two chips, we can say that the main chips of motherboard. Chip means it is an integrated circuit. Chip means that is integrated circuit. That mainly two integrated circuits we are using. One is north bridge and also one more is south bridge. Next we will move to the north bridge. The north bridge or north chipset is responsible for control high speed components. Mainly north bridge and south bridge, two chipset, or we can say mainly two ICs. So north bridge or north chipset, it mainly responsible to control the high speed components. If you take example CPU, RAM, then bus, all these are known as high speed components. To control the operations, or we can to perform the operations, or we can say that these high speed devices are connected to the north bridge. Bus speed controlling or control the data, ensuring the data back, and all these operations, some operations or main operations or high speed operations are performed in a north bridge. The next, if you take the south bridge or south chipset is similar as the north, but it connected with the low speed components. Normally low speed components compared to the north bridge. So here example you can give the sound card, net card, hard disk, or like that. So whenever if you want to access the data from primary memory, that will be fast, and if you're going to access the data from secondary storage, that will be the slower. So to perform the operations like this, then we mainly connected to one is north bridge and south bridge. If you take the RAM, high speed or primary memory, that is connected to north bridge, and if you take the hard disk is connected to the south bridge. So data operation will be different in north bridge and south bridge. Normally in case of north bridge, it connected to high speed components. North bridge is connected to high speed components. If you take the south bridge is connected to the low speed component compared to the north bridge. So that is the difference between the north bridge and also with the south bridge. Next you can see the general structure of the motherboard is given here. Mainly if you take that one, mainly two bridges are available. One is two chipset. One is north bridge and one more is south bridge. You can see here, one is north bridge, that with the heat sink. If you take the north bridge, that is with the heat sink available, and you can see in corner one more south bridge. North bridge and south bridge, two components. Remember here, north bridge always visible with the heat sink, because north bridge is connected with the high speed components. North bridge is connected to high speed components. So whenever going to perform the operations, whenever operation is performing, that will be chance to get the heat. Is getting the heat or chance to get the heat. So to reduce the heat is always available with the heat sink. Then if you take the north bridge, in that RAM slot, you can say a RAM slot is there in that is connected to the north bridge, and also CPU and CPU socket is available, that is also connected to the north bridge, and also some important devices or main devices also connected to the north bridge. Then if you take the south bridge, AGP slot, PCI slot, CMOS battery backup, or we can say external connectors, all the external connectors also connected to the south bridge. Normally high speed devices are connected to north bridge, and if you take the south bridge, low speed devices, here PCI slot, AGP, accelerated graphics port, peripheral component interconnect, CMOS, then all the external connector for the integrated peripheral. For example, if you want to keyboard, mouse, serial port, parallel port, USB, Ethernet, audio and all. If you want to connect all these things are connected to the south bridge. So mainly there are two types or two bridges are available, two chipset or we can two ICs available. One is north bridge and also one more is south bridge. So next we will move to the important topic, that is components of motherboard. If you take the motherboard mainly contains the different components. The main component of motherboard is processors, or is also known as CPU. CPU means, don't think that is entire box. Entire box is not a CPU. Inside that small processor will be there. Inside the box, small processor will be there. That small processor is known as CPU. After that, next device is BIOS, basic input output system. Basic input output system, that is actually known as BIOS. The next one is CMOS. Next one is the CMOS. After that, CMOS means complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor, that is CMOS. Next one is slot, different types of slot. Next, after disk control the disk operations. Whenever disk operations are there, hard disk operations will be there, floppy disk will be there, CD drive, all this comes under disk controllers. Next one is IO ports. IO means input and output ports, and also with the different types of interfaces. IO ports and also with the interfaces. The next one is bus. Bus means can connect it's a wire to transfer the data. It's a wires used inside the computer system to transfer the data, that is known as bus. So mainly these are the different types of components of motherboard. Mainly processor, BIOS, CMOS, slot, disk controller, IO ports and interfaces, and also with the bus. We are discussing one by one now. The first one is processor. The processor is also known as CPU. Processor is also known as CPU. The processor or CPU is main component of the motherboard and is called the brain of the computer normally. So we can say processor is the main part of the CPU, or we can say the computer system. If you take the motherboard, whatever it is, motherboard or computer system, CPU is the main part. So if you take the CPU consists of ALU, CU and registers. Already we discussed what is ALU. ALU means arithmetic and logic unit, CU means control unit. But you can see here one more topic, that is registers. So if you take the computer system mainly, or CPU mainly contains three parts. One is ALU, CU and also with the registers. Three parts will be available in case of processors. So processor means CPU. Whenever if you don't think that CPU means entire box, don't think that CPU means entire box. CPU means only the processor, small chip present inside the computer system, or inside the motherboard, small chip will be there. So motherboard will be there entire case. So inside that case, small chip will be there. That is actually known as a CPU. Don't think that entire box is a CPU. So that is CPU. And if you take the CPU mainly contains three parts. One is ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. Next one is the CU, control unit, and last one is registers. So ALU, arithmetic and logical unit, perform all the arithmetic and logical operations on data. If you want to perform any arithmetic and logical operations, if computer wants to perform any arithmetic or logical operation and or not, and all the arithmetic operation, plus, minus, multiplication, division, and also with the modular division. All these not only these operations, many other operations also there. If any operations given, all the operations are performed inside the ALU. ALU is responsible for performing all these operations. The next one is CU. CU responsible for organizing the processing of data and instructions. So if you take the computer system, when you want to give the input, or when you should display the result, or when data should be stored, how much amount of data should be stored, on which place data should be stored. So everything is controlled by the CU. CU, we can say overall operation of the computer system is controlled by the CU. Overall operation of the computer system will be controlled by the CU. CU is responsible to control the overall operations. In that we can say processing of the data processing also there, means when you have to save the data, when you have to retrieve the data, when data should be displayed to the output devices, when you should input the data, all these operations. And also instructions, user will give the instructions, so based on that you should execute the instruction one after another. That also responsibility of the control unit or CU. Next one is registers. Register is a temporary storage area for holding the data and instructions. Remember, register is a small amount of storage. Registers having the small amount of storage that is present inside the processor. So if you want to perform operations, anyhow we require the memory. If you want to perform adding two number, so that is performing in ALU. ALU perform the arithmetic and logical, all the operations. If you want to perform any operations, some amount of memory is required. Some sort of memory or some amount of memory is required to perform the operations. So to perform the operation, amount of memory is required. So that is done by the registers. That register is responsible to provide the memory, or we can say register is a temporary storage in case of processor. Next, if you take the CPU, here main term, one term is a clock speed. You have to note the clock speed, that is not there, but clock speed means it is a measure of processor's operating speed. It is a measurement of operating speed of the CPU. Whenever CPU is there, you can measure the speed of the CPU, that is using the clock speed in megahertz or also gigahertz. Speed also we can measure by using the megahertz or gigahertz. CPU performance is measured by the number of instructions per second. If you take the CPU speed performance we can measure by the number of instructions executed per second. How many number of instructions are executed, that we are checking in case of by using the processor speed, that we can say the based on the instructions. So mainly MIPS and also BIPS, millions instructions per second, and billion instructions per second, MIPS and also BIPS. The next one is microprocessor. What is a microprocessor? It is an electronic component and it is a single integrated IC. Microprocessor means that is actually the processor. CPU means that is actually the processor. CPU, that is processor, that is also known as microprocessor. It is an electronic component. Microprocessor is an electronic component. It is a single integrated circuit, IC chip, or it is a single integrated circuits. This is tiny chip contains the entire computational engine, example Intel, AMD and all. See, if you take the microprocessor, the different companies available and all the operations are done inside that one. All the operations, if you take the microprocessor, that inside ALU is there, C will be there and also register, everything will be there. All the operations are done inside. So the example you can take the Intel processors, AMD processors, so like the different types of processors are available. The next is BIOS. Next one is BIOS. BIOS means basic input output system. Basic input output system. BIOS is a small chip. BIOS is a small chip on the motherboard. If you take the motherboard, in that small chip will be there. That is actually known as BIOS. That holds the set of instructions. That holds the set of instructions to load the hardware settings required, like to, if you want to load the keyboard, if you want to load the monitors, or if you want to load disk drives and all, small amount of program is required. That program stored in BIOS. And BIOS runs the when computer is switched on. When you are going to switch on the computer, whenever you are going to switch on the computer, at that time it loads the program before loading the OS. Before OS is loading later, but before loading the OS, first is going to perform loading, or first BIOS is going to perform. If you take the BIOS, the first operation of BIOS is post. Post means power on self-test. Power on self-test, or this is known as first operation of the operator, or we can say the BIOS system. So here it checks if the hardware devices are present and functioning properly or not. Post means when you switch on the system, when you switch on the desktop, first power will supply to all the devices. Once power is going to supply to all the devices, and it will check whether it is working or not, whether it is working properly or not. That is actually known as post. Power on self test means it checks all the hardware's components are functioning properly or not, working properly or not. If it is not working, it will produce a beep sound. Normally CPU is not working means it will produce a beep sound. Whenever RAM is not working means that will produce a beep sound. Different types of beep will be there. 3 beep, 2 beep, 1 beep, long beep. So like that beep sounds will be produced in case of computer system. So that is the main work of BIOS, checking the devices. And also it includes the bootstrap loader to load the OS. So whenever, if you switch off the computer system, operating system will be stored in secondary storage. Operating system will be stored in secondary storage. Loading of OS from secondary storage to primary storage is actually known as, that is a work of BIOS. So that two work is there. One is power on self-test post, and second one is loading the OS. The next one is CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor. It is a type of memory chip. It is a type of memory chip used to store the date and time in a system, or in set of parameters. For example, today if you switch off the system, then tomorrow if you are going to switch on the system, date and time will be updated. Date and time will be updated along with the system, or along with the date it will be updated. So these parameters are loaded when you are going to switch on the system, and CMOS is responsible for that one. Means CMOS and BIOS both are required, because CMOS is only the battery. CMOS is only lithium ion battery located on the motherboard. Along with the BIOS, it is going to load the date and time, or we can say the date and time will be updated. For that purpose, CMOS is used. CMOS is complementary metal oxide semiconductor, and is a small battery used inside the system. Next we will move to the slot. Slots is an opening space in a computer where we can insert the printed circuit board. So it is a one opening in a motherboard or computer. where we can insert the printed circuit board. Printed circuit board we can insert. So that different types of slots are available. One is ISA, Industry Standard Architecture, PCI, Peripheral Component Interconnect, AGP, Accelerated Graphics Port, RAM and also processor. These are the mainly 5 slots available in case of computer. So in that we can insert the cards. The RAM will be there, and also we can insert PCI or graphics card or processor. Everything we can insert in case of slot. So that is a opening space in a computer where we can insert the printed circuit board. Printed circuit board we can insert in case of slot. So first we can see the ISA. ISA means it is a industry standard architecture. ISA means that is industry standard architecture. ISA slot is used to connect the modem and input devices. If you want to connect the modem and input devices, then ISA is used. The next one is PCI, Peripheral Component Interconnect. Peripheral Component Interconnect. PCI slots also are used to connect graphics cards, accelerated cards and sound card, internal modem or SCSI card. So if you want to connect this type of card, then we are using the PCI, Peripheral Component Interconnect, PCI cards. They are much faster than the ISA slots. If you compare the ISA and PCI, PCI is the faster and ISA will be the slower. The next one is AGP. AGP means Accelerated Graphics Port. Accelerated Graphics Port. AGP slot is an advanced port designed for video cards and also 3D accelerators. Whenever if you have AGP card or accelerated graphics port, that is mainly used for designed for video cards. If you want to 3D videos and all. If you want to view the 3D videos and all, then we are making use of AGP, Accelerated Graphics Port. Next one is RAM slot. RAM slot is used to install memory to store the program data currently being used by the CPU. Whenever if you are going to execute some program, at that time you have to store the data temporarily. So for that purpose RAM is used. RAM is measured in units called bytes. If you take the space or memory space of a RAM, memory space of a RAM can be used or we can measure by using the bytes. Normally 1 GB, 2 GB, this much kilobytes or bytes. Based on that one, we can measure the units. Then if you take the RAM mainly are of 2 types are there. Mainly 2 types of RAM is available, or RAM slot, not RAM. RAM slot mainly are of 2 types. One is SIM, SIMM, and one more is DIMM, DIMM. SIM and DIMM is a RAM slot. First one is SIM, Single Inline Memory Module, and second one is Dual Inline Memory Module. SIM means a single inline memory module, or next one is dual inline memory module. In case of SIM, if we take the RAM, only one side connector will be there. Only one side connector is there, means that is actually known as SIM, Single Inline Memory Module. Only one side of the slot contains the connectors. Then next, if we take the DIMM, Dual Inline Memory Module, that contains 2 sides. 2 sides of the slot contains the connector. That is actually known as DIMM, Dual Inline Memory Module. Next one is processor slot. Already we discussed about the processor slot. There are different types of processor slots are available. One is low insertion force, PGA, pin grid array, MPGA, multiple pin grid array, or these are different types of processor slot already we discussed. The processor slot is used to insert the processor chip, which is the largest chip on the motherboard. It's a big main chip of the motherboard that we can insert in a processor slot, or different types of processor slots are available. LIF, PGA and MPGA. These are the different types of processor slot available in case of computer, or we can say the motherboard. The next component is disk controller. Disk controller, a device that connects the disk drive to the computer, thus enabling the drive to exchange the data with other device. So disk controller is a device that is mainly connect your computer and external disk drives. That is connect your drive, your system, and also with the external storage. External storage and your computer is connected through the disk controllers. Mainly in computers we are using the hard disk drive or hard disk controller. Older days we are using the floppy disk drive or floppy disk controller. Mainly two types of here given. One is hard disk controller and one more is floppy disk controller. In case of hard disk controller, nowadays we are using the hard disk controller. HDC is an interface that enables the computer to read and write information to hard disk drive. If you want to read the data from hard disk, or if you want to write the data into a hard disk, mainly we are making use of hard disk controller HDC, that is provides the interface. Then this controller is used to insert integrated circuit or IDE, integrated digital electronics, used to insert an IDE cable. Using the IDE cable we can connect the HDC hard disk controller. The next one is, before that one, IDE cable connect drives such as CD and also DVD. DVD and CD drive also connected using the IDE. Hard disk controller is mainly used to connect the hard, or by using the IDE we can connect the hard disk. Along with the IDE we can also connect with the CD drive and also with the DVD. And next, in older days we are making use of FDC, floppy disk controller. FDC is mainly connecting the floppy disk drive. Floppy disk drive is connected using the FDC. And nowadays we are not using floppy disk. And nowadays in modern computers we are not using the hard disk controller also. If you take the laptop, nowadays we are making use of SSD. SSD is the storage, like SD card storage will be available. We are making use of that one. We are not using the hard disk controller also. That will reduce the total space of your computer's system. So that is different types of disk controllers. One is HDC and also the FDC. By here we reach end of session today. In this session we mainly discussed about the structure of motherboard. First we discussed about the structure of motherboard and also with the different components of motherboard. All the components are not over. We are discussing remaining component in next session. We will meet you on next session. Here based on this one I'll give the worksheet, work out that one. By here I'll wind up my today's session. Thank you.